Hi, welcome again. In this lesson we will talk about frames and shapes inside Figma. So what are frames? A frame is an artboard that allows you to work in a defined space. Let's open a project. Now, with the project open, we can click on frame, and from here we can select, let's select iPhone 8. It is a good size for most phones. So with this frame selected, we can look on the right side and we can actually rotate the frame from horizontal to vertical and so forth, right here in this landscape menu. The rest of the elements are pretty straightforward, so you can change the position, the rotation, etc. So let's move now on to shapes. In Figma we can create the basic shapes easily. So let's click, for example, on the letter R to create a rectangle. You can click and drag, like I did, to create a rectangle, or you can also click with Shift and it will create a perfect square. Next, we can create lines, okay, with the same purpose. We can freely create a line, or you can create a line and with the Shift button make it straight up, straight horizontal, or straight and diagonal. A line has a stroke, and if you click on stroke here on the three dots, you can actually change the style of the stroke, if it is a dash or if it is solid. If it is a dash, you can also change the dash count however you want. You actually have another option here. It is to create a line arrow. So if you click right here, you can select the left hand side of the line to close it with a triangle line. You can choose the right side of the line to close it with a circle. You have multiple options, and in UI design this is really useful. Now let's create a star. The same deal, you can freely create a star, or you can create an evenly sized star with the key Shift pressed. Okay, so all of these tools work the same way. For the ellipse, you can click and make it an ellipse, right? And if you click one and you double press on the canvas, you select and create a perfect circle. If you want a triangle, you need to create the start, and after that click on the count function to make it even. So let's create a polygon right here. If you press Shift again, it is a perfect triangle. If you want to change the number of vertex inside this shape, if you want an hexagon or a pentagon, you can press 5 and it creates a pentagon. If you want an hexagon, 6, and so on. You can also create free shapes. Let me just clear the canvas. But you can also create free shapes with the pen tool. Okay, select the pen tool or letter P. It works exactly like the pen in Illustrator, if you are familiar with it. You can create free shapes. If you maintain the Shift key, again, this is all the same for every shape and every function, but if you maintain the Shift key pressed, it creates perfect lines. Okay? It It wasn't perfect, but I tried. And now, let's talk finally about the text tool. You can select the text tool, click on the canvas and start typing. Pretty straightforward. So this is the end of this module. You can now work with shapes. You know what you can do with shapes. You know how they work. You know how the grid works. So this is a good starting point for you. You can now start creating by yourself. Okay? See you on the next chapter.